Good morning, Zodiac, and welcome, Soul Family. Doing the Soul Family read, collective read for whoever resonates. This is for the 30th. Wow. Virgo time, big time. So the big thing now, a lot of big things. Mars is in Virgo, and it's opposing the Neptune. That's first house to seventh house for me. I don't know, but astrologically, I'm not too big into the transit energy, transit to transit energy. I like to see how it hits the natal to say anything meaningful, you know. If there's anything to astrology, then the world should be coming apart right now, and I think it kind of is. But right now, Pluto's still in that Capricorn. It's kind of eating away at the foundation, doing what it does. Scorpio, Plutonic things. It's the government, Capricorn, structure, status quo. But right now the big thing for us is Mars opposition to Neptune. And that's the will having to look at the things that are of spirit, the things we can't control. And, you know, the possibilities, what can be, 12th house stuff. Spiritual things, and for me it's first to seventh house, so it actually makes a lot of sense for me in terms of my relationship. It's a very Neptunian relationship, so it's kind of like, you know, let's see, let's find out, is this really the soulmate relationship or is this a Neptune illusion? And sometimes the only way to find that out is to do it, and Mars is do it. Look at it that way. Mars is just do it. Mars wants to fuck or fight, let's be real. All the planets bring different energy. Neptune represents spirituality, represents the higher octave of Venus, unconditional love. Mars represents where you want to fuck or fight, your will. So, kind of thinking of that today as a theme. And let's roll this. Let's see, Two of Wands. Again, this Two of Wands in the Ethereal Visions deck here, illuminated deck. It's a little contemplative. You know, the regular Two of Wands, he's down on the ground and looking at the two paths. And keep in mind, Wands are actions. That's the important thing with this. So it's knowing that we have to take some action. I'm kind of thinking of Mars now. What's Mars? Action, right? How we take action, how we express our will, how we get what we want. And he's kind of looking out at the Neptunian world, because Neptune is all the things that are unreal. And most of us, unless we're really, really Earth-centered, we kind of understand that there are aspects of life that, if you're more spiritual, you'll really understand this, you know, that are ethereal, that you cannot touch them, but they're there and they're real. And I kind of get that feeling, like this is that feeling of, we know we have to do something, but we're still thinking about it. We're really not going to do it. We're not going to get up and do it in 5 minutes. But we are thinking about it. We know it's there. We know it has to be dealt with. And what's blocking us in taking whatever action this is? Now, Wands are fire too, keep in mind. And King of Wands is fire. So this is your fire energy. It's a general reading, but everybody has fire in their chart. What's the fire? Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, wherever it is in your chart. Jupiter, Jupiter is fire. Mars is fire. The Sun is fire. Sun rules. This is, you see the lions on the throne there, so you always think mostly of Leo, again, in this Ethereal Visions illuminated deck. With a blocking, you think of the King of Wands in reverse. But I think this is about us. I don't think this is a person in our life. But, you know, with the mirror, first house, seventh house, we can draw in this kind of energy. And what would that be? It'd be someone that's stubborn, being selfish, being self-centered, being stubbornly, being forceful in going against something, you know. You know, a King of Wands upright is going to be absolutely confident, outgoing, active, that kind of energy. So it's like something is shutting us down. And I think in terms of this Two of Wands, it's taking an action. We know it's time to move forward. We know there's something that has to be done. But what's holding us back is the King of Wands being a lack of confidence, biggest thing that comes out of that, if you think of King of Wands in reverse, is a lack of confidence. If it's a relationship reading and it's the other person, then it's just a screaming asshole. Well, why are people assholes? They lack confidence. Why is someone, a little kid, a bully? Deep down, he lacks confidence. He was probably bullied, you know. So this is what's going on here. Let's get some advice from Spirit and what could be helpful to us. Wow. Seven of Pentacles. This is a really beautiful Seven of Pentacles. I love this deck. It really seems to capture the energy, you know, of each card. And this really is the energy, taking a good, slow, hard, realistic. Pentacles are realistic again. I think Mars and Neptune is like a reality check too. Mars opposite Neptune. It's like, you know, Neptune is all the things you want, all these, you know, can be vague desires. You know, the thing, we need that. We need to have the desires and dreams. There are dreams that are not necessarily realistic, but they're an important part of our life. And Mars is coming up and testing us now. You know, how much of all of that is actually real? Can we actually get? And this is about getting to. And this is about a realistic assessment, of nuts and bolts assessment of what's real and what's possible. And it's looking back at what we've accomplished and seeing what we have. This is the harvest. And looking at the harvest and thinking back, you know, it's been months, let's say years, let's say 7 years with this, okay? Maybe think back 7 years, long years. Really think back where you were 7 years ago. What would that have been? 21, so 2014. And think about like where you were at and what was going on. And then ever since then, what have you accomplished? What practical things, what real things, nuts and bolts have gone on in your life? And where are you at now in terms? And when you look at all of that, how do you really feel about it? And this is the advice from Spirit. So my suspicion is when we look at all this, we see that we have accomplished a lot. And that's to give us encouragement to know that we can accomplish whatever it is now that we have to accomplish, because it feels daunting. This guy is like, he knows he has to do it. Look how kind of buff he is. I wish I had his body, you know. He's not a pussy. He's ready, but he knows that this is going to be a big deal, and he's having to really think it through how he's going to go about accomplishing this next feat that he has here. And so I think this assessment is not going to be a bad thing. When we do this, it's a reality check. This is a reality check. Yes, like the Mars, Neptune's reality check. Now, before I get to the outcome, we have the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And I weight the bottom of the deck very heavily in this reading. It's a 5-card reading. Because this is, now, this is taking the action. This is the great card. So positive. The Eight of Wands is just about always positive, and is 100% about taking action. So it's like I have a feeling here that we're thinking and we're grounding and we're really taking a realistic assessment. This is being realistic. You know, what resources do I have? How much money do I have? How much energy do I have? How much time do I have? What are my skills? What are my actual skills? What is it that I've learned in the last 7 years? And how can I bring all of that to bear to make this next move? And, you know, it's like we're just chomping at the bit. There's got to be this underneath energy that's like, you know, he looks kind of peaceful, but underneath it's like this growing sense, reverse, that growing sense of like something's got to be done. I got to do it. I got to do it. It's got to be done. And the outcome is, the Queen of Pentacles. And that goes really well with the Seven of Pentacles, because the way we're going to do this, make this next move, is from a very grounded place. And that's why we're touching bases with our coins here, right? Your pentacles. And so what we're going to do, it's not pie in the sky. It's not Neptune stuff. It's more like Saturn stuff, because that's what pentacles speak to here. Neptune stuff's going to be more cups. And so when we do this assessment, we're going to see that we can do this. We're going to feel confident because we're going to take a realistic assessment. And realistically, a lot of people, when you're unrealistic, you realize, okay, yeah, I overplayed my hand. I think all of this is like underplaying our hand. we have accomplished more. We do have more. We are more substantial than we realize. In fact, once we do this, I think even when we make up our mind to do this, as soon as this is going to be like it's going to just come, it's like we've been thinking about it, and then with the Eight of Wands, it's like, bam, we just do it. And we end up, it just changes our life, whatever action this is, and it makes us the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is sweet. You know, talk about know your own value, feeling secure, feeling good enough. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles, she has other people to do her Seven of Pentacles work, you know. She doesn't even have to stop and think about her harvest, you know. She's got an entire kingdom at her disposal. So, wow, I think that's a very positive read. I get this energy of like being on the edge, knowing that we have to take this action. Actually, it resonates totally with me today. I just kind of realized how much the big thing I'm doing today, it's to a normal person, it probably wouldn't be a big deal. But, you know, traveling to another city and kind of me really getting out there again for the first time in a long time, and still feeling like I really don't have the chops for this, but going for it. And I think that's what it is. Once we do whatever it is we've been hesitant to do, it's going to go down really easily. And once we accomplish this next thing, it's going to make us feel like really we're at the top of our game. And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's having control of our life, feeling like we're solid and secure. So I really like this, guys. Let me know what you think. Do give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I want to get to that 1,000. We can do all this live. I'll make it a little longer read, I think, once it goes live. And have some interaction, and it'll be a lot more fun. Thank you, guys.